So we've got a dirt bike out here to work on, guys, and one thing I need to say before I get started, I've already made the video, and a mistake I've made over and over again on these dirt bikes and four-wheelers is the batteries, guys. The batteries have got to be charged fully. You have to have a good battery on them or else they don't. Some of them won't want to spark right. Some of them that throws the timing off on them, I guess because of the CDI box, things like that. And I always, for some reason, just overlook that. I don't know why. Don't make the same mistake I do, guys. But still, this is an informative video to show you just, you guys can learn a little bit about how to check the spark and just things to check along the way on a machine that hasn't run for a while and that you know nothing about. I hope you enjoy it. Guys, as far as the Fatbird Nation goes, if you think I need to address the nation, just leave in the comments below and I will address the nation on what's been going on around here. You already know I've been working on my house. We've been building the house here, and that's how come I haven't put any videos on recently. But I'm almost done with that project, guys, so you should be seeing a lot more videos here in the future. So here it is, boys, the junk we're working on today. It is a dirt bike of some kind. I don't have even a clue what it is. Guy asked me to fix it for him. I told him I would. I don't have any clue what's wrong with it. I don't think it runs, but we'll pull it in the shop and check it out. He also dropped off this little pile here, and I don't know what that is. It looks like some kind of EX four-wheeler, a Honda or something, I believe, because here's a plastic over here. Let's get this dirt bike pushed in the shop, and I'll show you guys how to get it running, not knowing anything about it. Let's do that. Sounds like fun. Well, I have no understanding how you put this stupid stand on this dirt bike. Why don't they just put a little kickstand on it? I'm sure this is some kind of race machine, I guess. I need to put it up on this thing. Let's try and see. That is the stupidest thing I have ever seen in my life, guys. Just stupid. Anyways, I'll get it up there a little better and we'll see if we can start this thing. So first thing we need to do, guys, is get a few of these panels off so we can get down here to the engine and check the spark plug and compression, stuff like that. Get a battery charger on this thing, things like that. These covers, you should be able to take those off, guys. Just look around for the bolts underneath and stuff that are holding them on. Get the covers off first. Most every ATV or dirt bike or anything you get, the batteries will be junk on them. But we'll try and turn it over with this battery and the charger for now. Let's put a little gas in her, see what she does. So battery charger's hooked up. Took the panels off and I sprayed a little starting fluid in there that'll go directly to the carburetor. Let's just see what it does like that. I think a lot of people don't like starting fluid, but I don't care what a lot of people like. Good indicator that this thing is just dead, completely dead, so we need to check for spark next. I'll take the gas tank off, get the spark plug out, we'll check for spark. So I got the spark plug wire out, and it was kind of tight. I didn't get the spark plug out, because honestly, I don't know how to even fit a wrench in there. I'll have to figure it out. But let's just see if it has spark. If it doesn't, we'll get it to get spark. We might not even have to mess with the spark plug. And I'm checking for spark right here. I've got the screwdriver right next to the head bolt. And looks like it's a dead soldier, no spark at all. Alright guys, let's take a brief intermission. This is normally what you will do on any engine you're wanting to start, guys. You want to see that it has compression, and you can check it with a gauge, or you can just crank it over. I can hear that this engine has compression. So the next thing you want to do is check the spark. That's always the next step, guys. If it doesn't have spark, you need to look further. So in this case, what I'm going to do next is check that the coil has power going to it. And I'll show you how to do that with a test light. All right, so I got my test light hooked up here. The other side is hooked up to the negative side of the battery. Keep in mind, I don't know anything about this dirt bike whatsoever. For all I know, the key could be turned off somewhere, but I don't think it has one. So anyways, the next thing I would check is I would stick this test light in here. And normally, if you had a key on, I would think that that test light would light up, and it's not. So I can't find the key, so I'll crank it and see if the test light lights up. Okay, and it still doesn't. So what I need to be figuring out is, why doesn't this wire have any power going to it? So that's the next step I'm going to take. And I'm just going to trace this wire back, see where it goes, and try and go from there, see what's going on with it. So I traced the wires from that one wire, that single wire, to the CDI box right here, guys. That means that the CDI box is powering up this coil right here. So, so next thing you want to do is see, is the CDI box getting power? So I traced it back, guys, to right here where there's fuses. And I stuck a test light on that fuse, and I cranked it, and I noticed it was real weak. The light was real weak. So actually all I did, guys, was turn crank the battery charger on up so that it'd get more voltage to it. And I think what I'm going to do is get jumper cables. We've run into this before. I think I'm going to get some jumper cables and put them on this battery. I think the battery is just too weak for it to start. But right now, let me show you where we're at. So this is that wire I was showing you before that we were checking. And so now you guys can see that's firing. That's triggering the coil right there now, since I cranked it on up. So I'm going to plug this back into the coil. Now we'll check for spark again right here. And now we've got spark, guys. Let me try and show it to you. So now I'll hook the plug wire back up, and we'll see if it pops or makes any noise or does anything. Still no start. Gonna have to do a little more investigation. So I got the plug out, guys. This is a KTM 450, it turns out. Very difficult to get the plug out without the right tool. So I homemade this socket, you know, grinded it down and everything, and it just barely fit. Best thing to do is get the right socket, but I was in a hurry. And this plug is all fouled out, guys. So we may have a bad plug. There, it's focusing now. Can you see it's glistening with gasoline? So I'm going to stick it on there and see how it sparks. All right, let's crank it over and just see what it looks like. And I see nothing. So, if we put a little distance between the spark plug and the metal, and then if it sparks, that'll tell us that the spark plug's bad. So let's try that. I suppose I could hold it. I just don't like to. All right, guys, and it's sparking now. I think you need to see this. Let me get a little closer up. What I'm saying is, if this spark plug is against metal and it's sparking right there where it's supposed to, okay, then you got a good spark plug. But if it's sparking if it's not sparking there and you lift this up off the metal and it arcs from here to there like that, that means you got a bad plug. And so you guys need to see that. Let me zoom in on it for you. All right, guys, here we go. I'm going to do the best I can so you can see it. I'll first show you. No spark. Now, lift this up just a little bit. You see that, guys? That's an indicator of a bad spark plug, so we're going to have to get one. Well, here we go again, guys. This is our third attempt, second, third, I don't know. New plug in there, a little bit more petrol in the gas tank. Let's try it and see if she'll fire up. Here we go. Whoa. Well, there's your first startup. Needs to run a little while, maybe get smoothed out. Let's try it again. Well, we got her to fire a little bit, guys, but time to let the starter cool off, and we will continue on after that is done. Well, I hit the key one more time and it fired up, guys. It sounds okay. I'm letting it warm up a little bit because it's running on its own. You don't want to be gouging on the gas and stuff when they first start. If they hadn't run for a long time, just let it warm up a little bit. We'll try just to... Oh, and there it goes. She died. I'm going to tinker around with... Hey, oh... I'm over here, fellers. I'm going to tinker around with it a little bit. Probably bad lighting. Let me turn around. Now you can see my pretty face. I'm going to tinker around with it a little bit and see if I can get it, just keep it running. And I believe it will. I think it's just having trouble because it hadn't run for a long time. So maybe some old gas in the carburetor. We should have maybe, there's a screw on the bottom of the bowl. We should have drained that old gas out. Anyways, let me tinker with it a little bit, see if it'll stay running. If it will, I'll get right back with you. That's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I didn't get to ride this dirt bike or progress any further with it. That's, you know, I just got it running. That was it on this one for now. And hope you liked it. As always, subscribe to my channel, like the video, and share it with your friends. Secondly, don't forget to check out Sprocket's Garage and Doc Sprocket. He's got a wonderful YouTube channel, and he works on lawnmowers. Check him out. We'll see you next time. Bye. That's what Jonathan W. says. He says, bye. And then he slaps something, and there'll be an American flag under there, made in the USA. Jonathan W. Check him out.